Welcome to Spirit Medium Laura Mediumship and Messages. Here you can enjoy healing to happiness with exceptional, evidential and ethical spirit communications. Spirit Medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and is featured as a top 100 psychic in America. Here is Spirit Medium Laura now.
Hi everybody, it's Laura. I'm so sorry, but my computer would not give me Blog Talk Radio in a browser session. So I was scrambling here at the last minute to try to get all this working together. Anyway, here I am. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me just do a little test on the first person here in the queue. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sweetheart. I'm just going to put you back because I didn't have a chance to screen the callers. I'll put you back in. Thank you so much for that, honey. I'm going to have to wait a little bit till I get to the phone lines. Thank you, love. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a brief introduction to the website for the show, which is called... oh God, there's so many problems here. It's just incredible. I can't get the chat room working. Okay, can't get this working, can't get that working, whatever. There is a website for the show called spiritmediumtv.com, and there you can get a myriad of resources, including watching the show live. If you enter the webinar, which I believe is at step 3 on spiritmediumtv.com, you get a priority in the queue. You also get a priority in the queue if you make a donation, which is called the 8 No Wait. I do have one person who is waiting here at area code 503, and there I see her in the queue. Teresa is her name, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Speaking of priorities in the queue, I usually do other side connections first. Since this evening I was unable to screen the calls, I don't know who's an other side connection. So it's all going to be mixed up together. Whoever made a donation gets first. If I hear anybody in the webinar, I can hear it from my computer. You'll come in after the people who've made a donation, and you can make a donation. I think it's at step 2 at spiritmediumtv.com. There you can also get a discount on a private session with me, a third more time than that for which you pay. And that is by going to booklaura.com, and if you place in the event code field radio show when you're making your payment, you will obtain automatically a third more time free. So that means if you purchased 30 minutes, a third of that is 10 minutes, and you would obtain 40 minutes for the price of 30 minutes, as an example. It's explained on spiritmediumtv.com, and I just went through the explanation. So anyway, I'm using my phone to connect to the switchboard, and I cannot see the chat room, which puts me at another disadvantage, because if anybody does make a donation, I won't. Let me just make a quick look over here and see if there's anybody. Everything is frozen on my computer. There's some kind of malware that is crippling my computer right now. Okay. So hopefully none of this is going to be a big problem as we go through the show. Let me see if I could pull up my article, which I like to always have a focus subject. The focus subject should be, if I can get my website in front of me, is there a God? And I also just had an experience today, which to me means there definitely is a God. In other words, a presence from is heavenly, spiritual, and is God. So I have an article on my website called "Is God Real?" And if you are listening to this now, you can find it there in the sidebar. If you're visiting, if you're listening to this show at a future point in time, and you just went to spiritmediumlaura.com or even spiritmediumtv.com, which is a page on my website, at the very top of the website is a little magnifying glass. And if you click on that, you can find anything you want to find. And today's subject is God real? So you would place that in there, is God real? And you would find this article. does God exist? And why should I care? Why should you care? Well, I'm not going to tell you what to care or not care for, but I heard that Dr. Stephen Hawking died a couple of weeks ago. Now, he's the brilliant scientist trapped in a wheelchair. He was the brilliant scientist trapped in a wheelchair with ALS, I believe it was called. That was the disease. But he was an astrophysicist. And he's known for saying God does not exist, not at all in a traditional sense of a big daddy-o on a throne looking out at us. But, you know, there's always more to be known. There's always more. Every time a scientist thinks he knows, there's always more. There's always more. And I personally don't necessarily believe in a father in the throne bestowing, you know, his judgment on us or any of that. That's not my idea of a God. I don't have a personal God in the image of man, but some people do, and I respect that. But what I do know, what I do believe in, includes a couple of points. One is, in that article, I go into describing how scientific experiments have actually been conducted, which evidence that if you focus on something happening, it can be measured empirically that it did happen. And the mastermind behind these experiments, they're called the intention experiments, is Lynn McTaggart, who is known as a journalist who focuses in on the relationship between science and spirituality. She has in the past worked with Dr. Gary Schwartz, who is head of Veritas, which is the lab in the University of Arizona to explore parapsychology. Of course, he approaches it scientifically. He does a lot of research with mediums, by the way. In any event, this is God real? Does God exist? And why should you care? Is sort of proven in the fact by these experiments called the intention experiments. And there's a video in that article which gives you a very brief overview. I'll tell you what it is. The experiment is basically they have two leaves, one leaf and another leaf, leaf A, leaf B. And they have a set of people who are healers, meditators, and people who are very good at their psychic development, who focus their intention on one of the leaves. They know what leaf to focus it on. And then afterwards, the luminosity of the leaf they focused on, where they sent the intention that the leaf would become more luminous, would give off more light, can be measured as giving off more light. So it's just one little teeny weeny step showing us that the law of attraction works. In other words, when we set intention and really focus on that, as in, I really want this, you can affect reality. So there's one little thing that shows me there's a God. And then today, something else happened that was really frightening and exciting all at the same moment. What happened is I was in a session with a client, and I didn't realize how agitated and upset she was, although as the session went on, I realized this particular person was having a tremendous, horrible thing going on in life. She really needed help. And it was going beyond my scope, actually. I'm just the messenger, not a doctor. So I did recommend, maybe if she's not eating, and maybe if she's not sleeping, and maybe if she's thinking that there are ghosts haunting her house, and sometimes ghosts are real, but in this case, it was a different matter. I said, maybe she should seek help, professional help, in some way. Anyway, that was nice. That's what I'm supposed to do ethically. But then at the end of her time, we finished a session. And I'm pretty generous with that. But after even the bonus time had been used, she wanted me to bring in her mother. Now, was I going to say no? No, I couldn't say no. This poor woman was very upset, and she revealed to me that she was crying. She wanted me to bring in her mother. to give her proof that her mother was really there and really looking out for her. So I'm getting kind of nervous because it takes a while to really develop a connection, usually. Anyway, I pushed forward, and at first, whatever I gave her, which was correct, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's my mother," it still wasn't enough for her. So I'm like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know what to say." And she kept saying, "But whatever I told her was not enough." And I gave description, I gave a message from the mother. The mother said, "Stop making that face. Stop making that face. You're crying." And I'm like, "I'm saying it because the mother's saying it. I didn't even know her daughter was crying." And I said to her, "Are you crying?" And she said, "Yes." And I'm thinking, that's still not enough evidence. Your mother just said, "Stop crying," and I didn't know it. Anyway, when she said that wasn't enough evidence, I started to get annoyed because what was I going to do? I can't get blood from a stone. So anyway, I go back to the mother in spirit. The mother shows me a teddy bear. And I'm thinking, oh, this is just so, it's like a cliche, But I said to the clients, is a teddy bear significant to you in any way? And she started to laugh. Okay. She said, "Yes." And she explained to me why it was so significant to her in her life that she'd lost a teddy bear. And then 12 years later or something like that, 11 years later, it came back and her mother was involved with this story of the teddy bear. So the teddy bear was significant in that it represented comfort, love, and that it was something being given to her, back to her. So she was very, very happy, and so was I. But what it means to me, and hopefully it means this to you, is that spirit is real. The other side is real. They're not fooling around. Okay? They're real. And this is not a game, everybody. This is real. So when you get messages through me, it's not just me flipping a card off of a tarot deck. I don't even use cards. I hear the messages very, very clearly. And we're working with your angelic beings, your guides, if you will. Okay, let me come now. I'm going to go back into the Blog Talk studio, and I am going to do a little group message, and then I will go to the phone lines. And so everybody's seated. We're going to do a little brief prayer, meditation, energy connection, and then I will go to the phone lines after the group message is channeled. So if you all would sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to focus on your breath from your abdominal area, allowing yourself to get very relaxed, breathing in deeply, and exhaling deeply, allowing all the stress and tension of the day to melt through you, out of you. Asking for spirit to come in, your angelic guides. Focusing in on what you need this evening. Asking that spirit help you. And while you do that, I will silently invoke the Master Prayer. I will be back in a second. And now, on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into the space around you your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay, let me do now a connection to the group message. We are here. We are the ones. We have come in to speak with all of you about how to allow yourselves to become stronger, more durable for the vicissitudes of life. Each and every one of you is always in a situation that is testing you, asking you for your best to come forward. This is not a bad thing. It simply is what you're going through in the earth dimension and frequency. We encourage you to embrace each obstacle as a way to strengthen your connection with the higher power. It is only through vicissitude that you will have a stronger connection. It is through suffering that you grow. We mean this in a good way, for the more you embrace each obstacle that comes up for you as an opportunity to become the master, the less you will suffer, the less it will bother you, and the more you will understand that they're there, these obstacles or these falsities. Fear, which is false evidence appearing real, is there to help you find the true deity, the true God, which is love. Love means that you're connected to source. Love means that you are loved by a higher power. Love means that you are being guided and helped constantly. When you are able to put your fear aside and step into the light of love, you will find that all good things will transpire for you. Remember, it is false evidence appearing real that is the problem, but the problem is not real. It is false. Namaste. Wow, I think they're trying to tell me something. Okay, I get it. Let me just take a brief look at the, okay, I don't think I have anybody in there. Let me just make sure. Nope. Oh God, a strange color today. I look like it's all, oh, there, that's better. Okay, good. Hopefully that I'm not recording all orangey, because right now I looked all orange. Oh my goodness, everything that could go wrong. I think it, Mercury retrograde must be going on. Maybe one of the callers would know because I didn't have a chance to check it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go to the first caller that made a donation, and then I go to the first caller that I spoke to before. Okay, so I'm going to Teresa. Hey, Teresa, what's up?
Hey,
Hey,
Laura.
huh?
Hey, how are you today?
Well, I'm working on the false evidence appearing real thing. So,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, honey. So what, you have a question, you said a life question. Go ahead and spew it out.
I do, and it kind of fits in with exactly what you're talking about. I have been going through the end of this relationship for over a year, and I was finally able to file the formal documents a couple of weeks ago, and so I'm really hoping that I'm finally able to close the door on all this and walk forward.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering if that's true, if someone could tell me if that's true.
All right.
What do you see for me around that?
All right. Hold on for a second. Yes, it is going to proceed as you intend. There feels like there's a couple things coming in. You've set things up well. It looks like there's an exit plan there. It feels,
yeah, definitely.
2 to 3 months, and then it's completely waning out. But it does take it takes a few more steps, but the process is in place. It feels like it's a monetary thing, like money had to be set up. Perhaps another household had to be set up, or a way for this other person to move out or into his or her, I believe it's a male, own space or own life again. And does that make sense, honey, so far?
Well, not really, because he kind of moved on right away.
Oh, he moved.
With someone else.
Oh, with somebody else. So then
Yeah.
You mean your own feelings
And
about
kind of left me holding the bag emotionally, financially, and formally.
Oh, okay.
And so I finally was able to get the divorce documents from him and filed them a couple of weeks ago. So I'm really hopeful that I can cut off everything and move on.
Okay.
Change my name, have no more contact.
Well, this is what I'm getting, which is similar, I guess, in a way. I just feel like there's like a weaning out. It doesn't happen instantly. It's like each connection needs to be, even if it's just the legal connections, each of them is being severed and slowly weaned away. I also feel there's so it's more than just emotional baggage. It's all represented by monetary things as well. In other words, the emotional baggage will follow as the business things are weaned away. And I also feel there's something with money here. did he leave you with debt of some sort? Because I feel there's some kind of a dragging down financially. Yeah, and that's okay. So that's why it has to be a process, kind of like, you know, opening up a bottle of wine. You got to put the corkscrew in and then you pull it out. So it'll be all over and done with within 3.5 months. You will come to conclusion and fruition of all the legal things. I feel there looks like a house is involved. Maybe even a foreclosure or negation of payments. Is a whole gamut of things. And I also feel that this person feels very weak, even though he ran off with somebody else, whatever he did. You know, you probably only felt the side of abandonment or harshness, but I also feel that he's very irresponsible and sort of not able to, he's just, what's the word for it? He's indigent in various ways. He's just not capable. And, you know, maybe you realize that you don't feel badly for him. I hope you don't feel badly. I hope you do realize that this man's just good. Because he's like somebody you had to
intentionally hurt me in many ways. So I don't feel bad for him at all.
Okay, there you go. Because that was what I saw originally, and I'm just working it through now, the whole thing, bringing it all together. It's like as if this person is just a person who can't really, he's parasitic in nature versus being part of the solution. He's part of the problem, if you will. And it takes a while to get that all behind you. It's like, you know, if you had food poisoning, it'd take a while to get it all out of your system. So I do feel, though, that things will happen and that you're on the right path and that you seem to be pretty logical about it. You set it up properly and everything is going to go just fine. I just want to see if there's any advice for anything you can do that you haven't done yet. Do you have a dog in the house? Do you have a dog? You have a dog?
I do.
Oh.
She's coming to the end of her life, I suspect.
Oh, okay. Because all of a sudden I saw the dog. She's a lovely animal. I don't know if it has anything to do with all of that.
She is.
Yeah, I don't think other than you have another loss there, because, you know, I have a cat who's coming to the end of her life also. It's interesting.
Well, her sister already passed, and so I know it's not going to be long for her.
Yeah. Well, just focus. I guess the message is focus on the here and now. Focus on what you do have versus what you don't have. Focus on the ingenious way that you handle this and your ability to have this great grand nature of yours. A person who sees the opportunity in the failure, if you will, but you always see the bright side. You see the flowers. So focus in on all those good aspects of yourself, and before you know it, this will be way behind you. And Spirit says you will not make that mistake again. You might be wondering, will I ever find anyone to fall in love with and all this other business? But, you know, I also feel that you're very self-sufficient and, probably not thinking too much about that right now. Eventually you will think about that. And the answer is, of course, yes, because that you've already been told you will not make the same mistake twice. You are very loved by everyone in Spirit. You have some family members looking out for you, as well as your angelic beings looking out for you. You are never alone, but you don't need to even be told that, because you have a very good sense of the divine and carry it through every day. So, be happy that you're you, because you seem to be quite magical. Okay, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has really been a burden this last over a year now.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to move away from it.
Yeah. Well, you know what normally happens, this is good for everybody to hear this, is when we end up being in a situation that's not working, it can affect our belief in ourself. And Spirit is trying to show you how great you are, and that there's no need to be, you know, to look at yourself critically from this. Actually, wow, the message is kind of, Spirit is in awe of your ability to acclimate, adapt, and come up with new solutions. And so you should be as well. Okay?
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura.
You're welcome, Teresa. Take care, honey. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and now I'm going to go to this number, which it shows 111111, all those ones, because I guess you called in on Skype, did you not? Did you call in on Skype?
Yes, you did.
Yes, can I have your name, please?
Yes, my name's Monica.
Marcia, hello, Marcia. Are you what part of the country or world are you calling from, Marcia?
United States, Texas.
Texas? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just relax, Marcia. Go ahead and give me your question, honey, or what your request is. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so right now I have there's a older man, blue eyes, and he's Russian, and he's doing it because of my mother. My mother passed away, and of course November. She passed away in November, but he's been helping me with some. He like my mom. He's helping me with some bills. And I want to know, is he still going to help me for how long more, or they're telling him not to help me anymore?
Is who telling him? Who's? I'm not understanding. Okay, let me just see if I understand your question. And when you speak back to me, love, speak slowly because our connection is not that great, honey. I appreciate that. What I thought you said is you have a man who's helping you with bills, an older man, and you're asking if he will continue to do so because you need the help because your mother's not well. Is that what your question is?
Yes, he's helping me because my mother died, but I feel like, I mean, is he still going to help me, or they're going to stop helping people else?
Yeah, all right, honey, just relax. Let me get the answer now. Just relax, honey. I need you to focus in on that for a moment and not to speak because I need to focus, love. Hold on. The first message that I have to say is I get a feeling he wants something from you for the money. And I think you already know that. You're just not saying it. Let me just go further with that. I don't think that he would help if he doesn't get what he wants. That's what I think. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Don't say too much about it, honey, because it's your privacy. I don't want to reveal everything. But all I'm getting is that this man seems to be opportunistic and wanting something from you, like kind favors or things like that. And I don't feel that he will continue to help you. And I would suggest this is the best thing to do, is to start to look for your own way to earn money or get money outside of his kindness and grace. Okay? And I feel that within 3 to 4 months, you'll be able to get away from that situation and you will not have to think about it any longer. You will get a position. I do feel that you're very good in terms of caretaking, perhaps as a nurse or nursing assistant or something like that. You seem to have abilities in that area and that you should look in that area and that you won't have to ever think about this again. But there's no such thing as a person who's going to continue to be nice unless you're giving back to that person. And I don't think you really want to be in that situation much longer. So don't worry, though. You're going to be okay. Make sense?
Okay.
All right, sweetie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, love. You have a beautiful afternoon, honey. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mara.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, we're going to move on to area code 224. Hello. Hello.
Hello, this is Karen. Hello.
Hi, Karen. Can you give me your question, love? Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for taking it. My question right now, Laura, is I'm looking for a house. I'm in a little crunch because I need to get out. I did find a foreclosure. It's a brick home. The bank is a bank owned. Do you see me getting this home quickly? I'm trying to get it, see it, and trying to get it within the next week or two.
Actually, I do. I get a yes, and I'm going to see what I'm going to try to give you something to back that up. Hold on, Karen, and don't
Yes, ma'am.
and just let me concentrate, honey. Don't say anything for the next moment or so. And foreclosure. You took care of everything very well to do this. You know what you're doing. You're fastidious with details. And nobody's going to fool you anymore when it comes to this kind of thing. So you know what you're doing. Spirit is telling me, and you're very good with details. You research this a lot. And that particular property will be the one that comes to you versus the other ones that you put in bids in whatever you put in bids in during the past did not work out for you. And I also feel that the rug was pulled out quite suddenly at the last minute. But this one will come through because you know what you're doing now better, and you've done your due diligence on the subject. I hope that makes sense to you, darling.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you. That's all I wanted to hear. Fine. Thank you, love. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye, love. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, going to 307. Hello. Hello there. And your name? Hello. Your name, please? Okay, whoever is at 307 disappeared. Hopefully they'll come back later. I will try to get to them later. Going to area code 267. Yes, can I help you? And your name, please?
Hello?
Yes, your name?
Hi, it's Crystal.
Crystal, hello there. How you doing this evening?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Do you have a question, or did you want to? What did you need for this evening, love?
Yes, I do actually have a question.
Okay.
I just wanted to see where you see the next few months going within a relationship of mine.
Okay, and let's just see if I get. Give me the initials of the other person, please.
It's JC.
JC. Hold on. You're gonna. It's all gonna work out really good. I get a yes on this. I feel a lot of karma has been gone through already. Spirit is using a very interesting term. They're saying you've had distribution of the karma. In other words, you've gone through whatever needed to be gone through here. And I feel that the two of you have learned and grown a lot, and that you communicate better. And this is going to allow you to move to the next level in the relationship. I also feel, or I see, a child there. If you don't already have one, then perhaps you will have one with this individual. So this is sort of a person's, what they call I don't want to go off on a tangent, but a person that you've planned to meet this lifetime and you're supposed to be with, and that you've overcome a lot of obstacles, a lot of growth here. A lot of growing up has happened. Even, things that you might have done in the past, the two of you together, like made mistakes, maybe, just unsavory things you've done. Each of you in your own life, you've kind of grown through it all. So I see all the two of you coming together and making a go of this in a more serious and committed way, and that the two of you have grown a lot. Makes sense, please?
Well, we did recently move in together, but we recently just moved out. And as far as kids, he has been in my life for quite many years with my son, and then his one son we do raise, but he actually just moved out.
Well, I feel that whatever is going to go on is going to be, all this is for the good, that you're going through karma and clearing it. Now, I know you can't see that right now, but that's what I see. So I see that you've healed. Both of you healed a lot. Did either of you ever take any kind of substances, like any kind of drugs or anything like that? Because I also feel there's been some kind of, unsavory habits that didn't do either of you very much good.
Alcohol a little bit, but not too much.
Okay.
Kind of got snipped.
Okay.
A while back.
Yeah. Well, it's all part of the healing. It's all part of the healing. It's all part of going from younger people to more mature individuals, not old, but just more mature, and that the two of you, I see liking each other better now, and growing through a lot of turmoil to something more constructive. Now, does that mean that you'll move back in together? I can look at that, but I do see a lot of harmony in the future. Now, whether or not that means you're going to be a couple again, I think that's what you really want to know. And even though he just moved out. But you said you're raising his son together, you said?
Yeah, he has almost a 2-year-old, but I've had him with me again. We got back together after he had a child, and I've had him since like 3 months old, but we raised him full time.
And you have a child that's...
and I have a child that he's been in his life since he's been like 6 years old.
So you have both children now. You have...
There's been a turmoil on it. Yeah.
All right, well, let me just see.
Nobody together.
All right, well, I see the two of you working everything out and you unifying again. And don't forget, you have a lot of good reasons to be together. The children are one of them, but there's also a lot of hard connection, a lot of growth there, and that you've worked out the karma. You've worked out the karma. So let him go off and do his thing right now, but I feel that will be resolved in the future. I feel a lot of love there, and I feel a lot of coming together, a lot of harmony there. Whether or not it means that you'll be together, I say yes, because that was the message. I always go with what I get before I know very much. It's always the right answer, Crystal. Okay, sweetheart, I'm going to let you go. Think about that now, okay?
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. All righty, going to area code 720. Hello. Oh, hello. Hi.
Hello?
Yes, your name?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Laura.
Your name is Laura. Okay, Laura.
Yes, it is.
Laura to Laura. Laura to Laura. What can I do for you, honey?
Laura. Okay, so I'm just wondering, there's somebody from my past, and I'm wondering if I will ever speak with him again.
Wow.
His name is Todd.
If you'll ever sleep with him again? Wow, we're getting right down to the bolts.
No.
Oh, speak with him again. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. S-P-E-A.
No, girl.
All right. Todd is his name. Okay. Hold on for a second. I got to hook onto your vibrations. Yeah, he will be talking to you again. I feel he's going to make the initiative. He's cute. Very cute. Very nice. I don't know if it's going to, quite often we can talk with someone again, but it may not necessarily mean we'll be with them again. So I'm going to go a little deep.
No.
What?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Let me just see if it means anything more than just because you asked to speak. And the answer is yes, and that he will make that initiative. Hold on. Well, does this mean that he wants to involve himself with her further and that they would be able to? Hold on. Yeah, he will. I feel that he wants to be with you. I feel that he has some issues on his own side, his own end, and that you've actually put a boundary in place, stating to him, I need you to do this and that before we can ever really be together. And I feel that he is going to work this out. It's very smart what you did. Very, very smart, because he needs to have that boundary. He needs to take that kind of responsibility. And he also needed someone to tell him what you told him so that he can, see it differently and grow up, and be the partner that you deserve. And so I do see that he will be doing that. Now I'm going to move further because quite often somebody will say, oh yeah, I want to do what you need me to do. And then they still don't come through. So, right. I've been there, done that. Hold on, Laura. So will he be able to, or is he just going to talk a good line, Spirit? He's going to walk the talk. Yes or no? This is for Todd. Yes, I do get that. Okay. The best I can tell you is he wants to, and he has intention to, and it seems like he can. So the only thing outstanding then is fate, or if he changes his mind. But as of right now, I see him becoming more serious at life, perhaps completing an education he started or something like that, and moving ahead with his career and things like that, and taking responsibility. And I do see him doing that. Okay?
Can you give me a timeline when we would speak again?
Not very long, honey. It's going to be fairly quickly, like within a week or so.
Okay.
Okay, but I don't see the next thing, the career and all that, or getting his act together kind of a thing. That's going to take about 10 months, but I do see he's being proactive about it, or he will be.
Sure. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, love. Take care, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I am now going to 978. Hello, this is Laura. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Laura. My name is Shona.
Hi, Shona.
Hi, I just have a question on my next job. I'm currently unemployed. I've been looking for a while, so I'm just curious on timeline, where, how, anything of that sort.
Job. Okay. Is that 978? Isn't that New York? Is that New York?
Massachusetts. I'm actually very close. I'm in Parkland.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
All right. Hold on. Chanel. Your name is spelled S-H-O-N-O-L?
Close. S-O-N-A-L.
I just want to get the right.
Means golden.
Oh, okay. Very easy. Sonal. Okay, hold on, honey. Job for Sonal. What should she do? You're getting bites already for employment. You seem to be doing the right thing to get employment. I think you're highly skilled in a specific area, and you are very particular about where you will work and what you will do, which is, it's the right thing for you to do. You shouldn't, just take any old job, as you know, because you do have a background that is needed. Now, did you say you were in Southwestern Mass near New York State? Did you say that, honey?
No, that's where my phone is. I'm actually spending time with my parents in Parkland, Florida. I'm still paying rent out in Bay Area, Silicon Valley, California.
Oh, yeah, because I was going to say,
Yeah.
I felt that you were in technology, and that you're highly, right. And that's why if you are going to go back to Mass, there's a technology belt there as well. You're highly suited for various positions in that area. But I also need to see, I need to ask you, do you want to go back to Massachusetts, honey? Or are you going to go back to the Silicon Valley? Do you know what you want to do?
Oh, no. I left Massachusetts 10 years ago. I just have this phone number. I'd like to go back to Silicon Valley.
Okay. Let me look at it.
I don't think Florida's the right place where my parents are.
For your background, no, it's not. Not to say for Mass, you might be a little bit overqualified as well. But in Silicon Valley, I get the feeling of towering competition. Let me see what I can. So I'm going to look over there and see what we do with that. So now, what can she do there? Well, you can find employment exactly to what your skill level is and what you want. You will find employment. So you just need to be told that because, you don't know yet. You haven't tried yet, or you have done some footwork, but you really haven't seen the results of your efforts. You need to be encouraged, and Spirit is encouraging you to get very specific in your mind about what you want. And we're going to work on that right now. Okay, we're going to work on that right now. And then you need to go find, once you decide and define what you want, the employer will magically, or the way to go about it will magically define itself. So let me just see. I feel that you are a communications expert. I need to go deeper. What kind of communication, please? I feel that you're broad-based in terms of technology expertise. You understand a lot of different technologies, but the communications is the messaging, how to put the message together so that the audience would understand, almost like a marketing thing or something in that effect. Would you understand that, please, Sanal?
Yeah, I'm actually in training.
You're in training. Okay, good.
Managing things.
And you're very good with that. So you need to continue with that, and you need to write down what your ideal position would be. I feel that you would like a lot of freedom. You would like to do perhaps a little bit more autonomous work, maybe some traveling involved, but not too much that you're exhausted, and that you should be in a leadership role in the corporation, perhaps even maybe a path to that where you're setting training programs up or something to that effect. So be specific, and then it'll help you find the job that you want. And don't be afraid about a break in your employment history. Everything is going to be just fine.
Okay, great. Now I've been looking for 15 months. I had already the white pager, what I have pager written down of what I want.
Oh, good.
Very specific. So keep on looking, I guess.
Just keep looking. But let me see if there's any employers that stick out. Do you have any employers in particular that you're thinking about, like Google or something?
Yeah, my recent employer was Google. I was working at the contract position there.
Would you like, I guess you'd like to go there full time? Is that what you want, honey?
Yes, if that's the right job.
Let me see if it is. Yeah, I believe that would be your best. Can't force things, but Google came into my mind, and Google is still being said to me. So I think that you need to sniff around there, or perhaps get another contract position there that could lead into full time. Another way to get your foot in the door. And don't overlook the contract work, of course, because you can always get your foot in the door. I think that you have a good background. You have a good experience there. They like what you did. In other words, you have good references. So that's a highly likely employer. And I'll leave you with that. Okay, I'll leave you with that, my dear. Good luck, Sonali. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for you. God bless.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
Okay, moving right along to 713. Hello, and your name is?
Hi, Lori. It's Cece.
What is your name, honey? Cece.
Cece.
Cece!
Hi.
Let me just introduce Cece to the audience. The reason I'm going a little bit bonkers is because Cece and I have worked a lot in the past, and then we had this a melding of the minds during the hurricane season last year. She got hit in Houston, I got hit in Florida, and we were commiserating a lot about all that. Okay, sweetie, what can Spirit do for you today, honey?
I actually wanted to do just another sign connection.
Yes, I already feel that there is a mother figure for you here. I know I've brought in somebody a few times, like a grandmother, 2 different grandmothers I think I did bring in, but it's funny because even before you asked me that, I says, your mother is here from Spirit, meaning grandmother or mother or whomever it is. I don't think your mother is in spirit though. It's probably a grandmother figure. Okay, so please make yourself known to me. I'm asking Spirit to define this wonderful woman. Well, there is a woman that appears before me. She looks like she likes to go to church when she's on Earth, and she likes to really wear like pretty extreme kind of upscale outfits, from maybe a hat or whatever, but she likes to dress up. And I don't know who this is because I don't think she's your grandmother. She might be an aunt or someone else. So please be a little bit more, just be a little flexible about this. The reason I say that is I don't think she looks exactly like you, and she's different than whom I've brought in before. She's got a wider nose, a fleshier face. The nose is a little flat on the tip. She's saying she was good looking in her youth, but she gained weight as she got older. A little bit flabby, and as I mentioned, there's fleshiness around the face. Kind eyes, cheeks wide. A little bit of a frown in the mouth, full lips, but as I mentioned, the nose is kind of straight. I didn't say that. Straight, broad nostrils, a little bit flat on the tip. That's what I'm seeing here. She likes to dress up for church. Now, I can give you some more details, but before I do that, do you have an idea if you know this person, please?
I think that's my great-grandmother. I do. I think that's her.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let me just continue with this. She's holding a little baby in her arms. Oh.
Yes, that's her.
She's saying something about the baby that you gave her recently. Have you miscarried, or do you know of any child that's passed to spirit, please?
I had a friend of the family that had a stillborn, but as far as me, I have had 2 miscarriages myself. Yes, but those was years ago.
Okay. Well, then maybe it's the other baby that was stillborn. I'll just get some more detail, but she's holding a baby, and so you have the baby that you, so she could use the word you in a more general way that you gave me recently.
Right.
She does say he is all right with me. He's safe. And she says something about his birth name was, now, I'm working through different dimensions here, so let's just be a little bit flexible. But she does say that his
open-minded.
Yeah. His name, it looks like a bigger baby. He was born big, not a small baby, and that, in other words, he's got a big body, and his name is, she says, like an R name, like Robert. Would you happen to know if they named their child when he was born, stillborn? I'm sure they did.
I know there was R in his. I know there was an R in his name.
Well, not in the name.
The last one was R.
Would have to be at the beginning of the name, like the beginning of the last name, the beginning of the first name, not in the name. So it could be Robert, it could be Rob, it could be Ralph, something like that. What was his name that you know, honey?
His name was Cameron.
Cameron?
Yes. I don't remember. He took after his dad's last name, and I honestly do not remember his last name.
All right. Well, I get an R name.
I actually do think.
You do think what, honey?
I do think his dad's last name Robert.
Yeah, I think it's very, because it came in very clearly. Robert is part of the name, or in the name, the last name, first name, whatever. She's holding this child, and she wants to provide you evidence that he continues. And he was, now you might know this, you might not know this, but he was born bigger than a normal baby, a little bit bigger, and that he was deformed at birth. And she shows me something around his mouth or his neck, like something's going on over there that's problematic. And there's something to it breathing that's the problem. I don't know what the deformity is yet. She's not showing me, but she shows me something in the neck area is like clogged. So maybe he choked or something. I don't know. Do you know how he passed, honey? Cece?
The placenta actually detached while he was still set in there.
He actually, I couldn't hear you, honey. Say that again.
The placenta had detached. I'm not aware of any deformity, but I know the placenta did detach. That's how he died.
How did he die? I can't hear you, honey. Say it again.
The placenta detached.
The placenta detached. Okay.
Yes. He lost oxygen. Mm-hmm.
He lost oxygen. Okay, so he can't breathe. And that would be the deformity. In other words, the thing that went wrong is the placenta detached. I also see somehow around the neck, it's like open. And I don't know, maybe they tried to tracheotomy him or whatever. I don't know, but it's like an open wound that she shows me there. So I just want to leave that with you. But definitely the breathing you've confirmed. So he kind of he died because of that. Who's he, grandma, great grandma? He loves you very much. Now he doesn't really know Cece. So what do you mean by that? He loves his family very much. Tell them all he loves them, and he's not harmed, and he's in the arms of an angel, which is your grandmother, Cece, right now, but also that he's being taken care of in the spirit realm. He says, and she says, grandma, great grandma, that it is very important for you to know, Cece, because you need to know that life continues. You need to get help and hope all the time of the spirit realm. It's very important for your purpose in life to know that life continues, because you are a person that needs to know this. Okay, that's rather circuitous. Can you please give me more information, Spirit? You are a person, Cece, that needs to know that Spirit is real so that you can follow your heart's desire. Oh, okay, and develop your gifts. So you, Cece, need to understand the reason this great grandma came through is so that you would see evidence of spirit further than you did before. Every little bit of evidence you get helps you on your own path very much, knowing that spirit is real. Now, your mother is still alive, right, honey? Your mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
She's very helpful to you around the house. Is there something in particular? Because what they're saying is the reason they're showing you this is to just let you know to get on with it, your career. Remember we discussed this?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that myself because I started doubting myself when I started working on myself. And I have a doubt, and not in the sense that, there's having beings and all that. Of course, I know that exists, but doubting myself that maybe I was putting too much of my own head. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't have this gift,
Yeah.
I was going through that with myself.
Well, that's why all this is happening right now, is to show you, first of all, that baby. Okay, so you could go to the parents, the friend, and see, if it's all, I wouldn't do it if it would upset them too much. But if you can learn a little more about the passing, then we bring it all together for you. If we have evidence from spirit that's validated, it inspires you. It inspires you. And I'm going to look at the gifts. Hold on. Great grandma. What about Cece and her gifts? She's a church going woman, great grandma. She loves the church. She says it wasn't enough for her in the end. Ha ha ha. She laughs a little bit. She says, you know what I mean. She says, I gave it my all, but in the end, God took me anyway. She says, I'm in a good place. I live well, but I know that there's more to life than just the church. I'm trying to give you hope for the future and hope for this thing you think is a fantasy, because it's not a fantasy for you, beautiful Cece. You have gifts. She says, if you don't use them, you will be frustrated. So use them, and know that God is more than the church. Oh, do you have people around you telling you that, honey? That God is the church, that God is in the church only, and that you should limit what you're doing.
Yeah, I have my sister's church going, and yeah.
Okay, so that's what the hesitation is. It's all about you maybe feeling, well, I don't want to do something. I'm a God-fearing person. I don't want to get myself in trouble with God, and I shouldn't do this. So she's coming in to say it's not evil. Okay?
Okay, yeah, those have been my thoughts lately, yeah.
All right. So it's not evil, Cece.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. God bless, sweetheart. And, just continue. You don't have to force things, but keep in mind, God, it's not evil just because a church told you it is. It's not evil. And you can help a lot of people. And you can help a lot of people. I don't know if you were on the line earlier, but I told a story I just wrote an article on it on my website as well. You can see it there. It's a story about somebody I communicated with today in the spirit realm, and her daughter was crying on the phone until this evidence came.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this evidence came. The teddy
Mm-hmm.
bear. And you can help people with this. So anyway, you're being encouraged, love. Don't worry about it, though. Don't worry about it. Because I don't want you to be doing...
90 seconds.
Yeah. All right, sweetie. I'm going to let you go. There was one call I wanted...
Right about the frustration.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you.
You have a great night.
Thanks, you too. God bless. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there was a caller way the heck up here. I think it was 307. I'm going to try to go to 307 because I went there before and that person wasn't there. Hello, 307. Are you there? Hello, are you there?
60 seconds.
Hello, are you there? All right. I'm going to now end the show then, everyone. I want to thank you all so much for calling in, and I look forward again to working with you next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on Blog Talk Radio. Thank you all very much for calling in. Namaste. Bye-bye.